Compared to our April forecast, the data that came in for the first half of this year showed that there were much more persistent lockdowns, and it had a much more intensive impact on economic activity in the first half. And in the second half, because we still don't have a medical solution, we are expecting much more persistent social distancing. And so these factors are behind the downgrade. So this is firstly a health crisis, and we need to make sure that there is sufficient production and distribution of equipment that's needed to deal with this crisis, but also to make, when there are treatments and when there are vaccines that become available, to make sure that there's adequate production for the world at an affordable rate. I mean, I think that is a number one priority. A second priority is that there are many developing economies have to undertake substantial spending, and they don't have the fiscal space for that to do it. So to make sure that they have access to concessional financing, to grants, in some cases to debt relief. I mean, this is another very important source of help. I think China can play a role in both spaces. I think there is, on the medical equipment front, in fact, China has been one of the big exporters of medical supplies during this crisis, and that's been important. I mean, also, just the fact that China is projected to recover fairly strongly this year and next will also help the global economy, because it is now a big part in terms of share of the global economy. It is an important player. And then I think in terms of global cooperation, you know, there are trade tensions. Hope is that that gets resolved amicably. We need a better globalization, a better multilateralism, and China can play a very important role there.